Your lens determines your reality. Imagine you're handed a pair of glasses, but the lenses are scratched, smudged, and distorted. You put them on and try to navigate your surroundings, but everything looks blurry, misleading, and out of reach. Instead of questioning the lenses, you assume the world just looks this way. This is how most people see wealth. They don't realize they've inherited a distorted financial lens, one shaped by outdated beliefs, fear, and conventional wisdom that no longer applies. Instead of questioning the lens, they struggle through life, convinced that financial freedom is only for the lucky or the privileged. But what if the problem isn't the world? It's the way you see it. Sarah's awakening. A blurry view of wealth meet. Sarah, a talented graphic designer who spent years feeling stuck in her career. Despite her hard work, she couldn't shake the belief that wealth was reserved for those born into privilege or gifted with extraordinary talent. One evening, during a casual chat with her mentor Mike, she voiced her frustrations. "I've been working so hard, but I'm still barely scraping by. Maybe some people are just meant to succeed, and others aren't." Mike leaned forward, his voice calm but firm. "Have you ever considered that maybe it's not about luck or lack of it? What if the issue is how you're seeing the game?" Intrigued, Sarah decided to examine her beliefs more closely. She began reading books on entrepreneurship, listening to podcasts about mindset shifts, and surrounding herself with people who challenged her perspective. Slowly, she started replacing limiting thoughts, like, "I can't afford it," or "That's impossible," with empowering ones like, "How can I make this happen?" Within months, Sarah launched a side hustle, designing custom logos. By reframing her view of wealth, she opened doors she never knew existed. Reflecting on her journey, Sarah admitted, "It wasn't the world that changed, it was me. Once I cleaned my lens, opportunities became clear." The power of perspective. Two people, same world, different outcomes. Two individuals grow up in the same city, go to the same school, and have the same opportunities. One believes wealth is a game of luck, reserved for those with connections or extraordinary talent. The other sees wealth as a skill, something that can be learned, built, and accelerated. Over time, their choices reflect their beliefs. The first plays it safe, avoids risks, and follows the traditional work hard, retire later path. The second experiments, takes calculated risks, and seeks leverage. A decade later, one is still grinding, hoping for a break. The other has built systems that generate wealth without constant effort. Same world, different results. The only difference? How they saw the game. David versus Alex. A tale of two engineers. David and Alex were both brilliant engineers fresh out of college. David believed success came from climbing the corporate ladder, so he took a stable job at a tech company, diligently saving a portion of his paycheck each month. He dreamed of retiring comfortably someday, but deep down, he feared taking risks. Alex, on the other hand, saw engineering as a foundation for innovation rather than just a means to earn a salary. Inspired by stories of entrepreneurs, he co-founded a startup developing AI-driven software solutions. Though the early days were tough, Alex reinvested every dollar back into scaling his business. Within 5 years, his company attracted venture capital funding, propelling him toward financial independence. At a reunion years later, David marveled at Alex's success. "You must have gotten lucky," he said. Alex shook his head. "Luck had nothing to do with it. I just played the game differently. While you focused on trading time for money, I focused on building systems that multiplied value." Example: Elon Musk versus traditional engineers. Elon Musk didn't start as the wealthiest or most powerful entrepreneur. He began as an outsider, an immigrant with an engineering background and big ideas. He could have followed the traditional path, get a high-paying job at a tech company, climb the corporate ladder, and retire comfortably. Instead, he saw the game differently. Rather than just working within the system, he decided to build the system. PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX. While most engineers were trading their time for salaries, Musk was creating companies that scaled globally. He didn't work harder than every other engineer. He worked differently. Lisa's leap. Thinking beyond the ladder. Lisa, a mechanical engineer, initially followed the traditional route, securing a lucrative position at a Fortune 500 company. But after years of climbing the corporate ladder, she grew disillusioned. Her income plateaued, and her dreams of financial freedom felt increasingly distant. Inspired by Musk's story, Lisa decided to pivot. She quit her job and founded a startup, specializing in sustainable energy solutions. At first, progress was slow, and self-doubt crept in. But Lisa stayed committed, leveraging her technical expertise to create innovative products that addressed real-world problems. Years later, Lisa's company gained traction, earning recognition for its environmental impact and profitability. Reflecting on her journey, she said, "I realized the ladder I was climbing led nowhere. Once I shifted my perspective, I found a whole new playground. Your financial lens has been preset for scarcity. From an early age, society hands you a lens that distorts reality. Success takes decades. Speed is possible with the right strategy. Wealth comes from working hard. Wealth comes from working smart. Risk is dangerous. The bigger risk is doing nothing. If you never question this lens, you'll navigate life with unnecessary limitations. You'll assume wealth is a slow, painful grind, when in reality, it's a skill that can be learned, optimized, and accelerated." Jeff Bezos versus the average employee. Most employees follow the work hard, save, retire model. They rely on salary increases and modest investments to build wealth over 40 years. Bezos didn't do that. He started Amazon in a garage and focused on scalability from day one. While many entrepreneurs were happy running small businesses that made them comfortable, Bezos played a different game. He reinvested aggressively, expanded globally, and built a system that made money whether he was working or not. By seeing wealth as something that could be scaled rather than earned, he changed the trajectory of his life. Emma's evolution. From saving to scaling. Emma, a teacher turned entrepreneur, initially relied on her steady paycheck to fund her lifestyle. She saved diligently, believing that patience would eventually lead to financial security. However, when a friend introduced her to the concept of scalable income streams, Emma's perspective shifted. She launched an online course teaching educators how to integrate technology into their classrooms. Initially skeptical, Emma reinvested her earnings into marketing and expanding her offerings. Within 2 years, her courses attracted thousands of subscribers worldwide, generating passive income that far exceeded her teaching salary. Looking back, Emma smiled. "I used to think wealth was about saving nickels and dimes. Now I know it's about creating systems that scale." Flipping the lens. How the wealthy see the world. People who build wealth quickly don't see the game like everyone else. They don't chase money. They build assets. Instead of trading time for income, they create businesses, investments, and intellectual property that generate value. They prioritize speed over effort. Hard work matters, but only if it's applied strategically. They seek leverage, scalable systems that multiply their results. They take ownership. They don't rely on employers, pensions, or slow-growth investments to dictate their future. They create opportunities. Their lens is different. That's why their results are different. Mr. Beast versus traditional YouTubers. Most YouTubers focus on making one video at a time, hoping to rack up views and add revenue. Mr. Beast took a different approach. He reinvested almost all of his earnings into bigger, more viral videos. Instead of treating YouTube like a job, he treated it like a business, using leverage to grow exponentially. While other creators focused on small, incremental gains, he thought in terms of multiplication. His wealth didn't come from working harder. It came from seeing the game differently. Jason's journey. From content creator to empire builder. Jason, a struggling YouTuber, initially approached content creation as a hobby. He posted sporadically, hoping for viral hits but rarely achieving them. Frustrated by his lack of progress, Jason studied successful creators like Mr. Beast and discovered a key insight. Consistency and reinvestment were crucial. He revamped his strategy, posting regularly and reinvesting his earnings into higher quality equipment, professional editing, and targeted advertising. Within a year, Jason's channel exploded in popularity, attracting sponsorships and partnerships that transformed his passion into a thriving business. Reflecting on his transformation, Jason said, "I stopped playing small and started thinking big. It wasn't about the next video. It was about the next level. Language. The clues to your perspective. The words you use reveal how you see the game. I can't afford it. How can I afford it? That's impossible. Who has done it, and what can I learn? I hope I'll be successful. I will take action and adjust as I go." Language doesn't just describe reality, it shapes it. If you speak from a place of limitation, you reinforce it. If you speak from a place of possibility, you open new doors. Richard Branson versus corporate managers. Most corporate executives operate within predefined rules, optimizing systems that already exist. Richard Branson, on the other hand, built Virgin by questioning the way things should be done. Instead of saying, "I hope I can build an airline," he said, "How can I?" Instead of following conventional business models, he created new ones. This shift in language and mindset is why he built an empire while others remained in middle management. Mark's mindset shift, from doubt to determination. Mark, a mid-level manager, often doubted his ability to achieve financial independence. His inner dialogue was filled with phrases like, "I'm not cut out for this," and "What if I fail?" During a leadership seminar, a speaker emphasized the power of positive affirmations. Intrigued, Mark decided to experiment. He replaced negative self-talk with empowering statements like, "I am capable of learning and failure is feedback." Over time, his confidence grew, leading him to pursue entrepreneurial ventures he'd previously dismissed as too risky. Within 3 years, Mark successfully exited his first startup, proving to himself that mindset truly matters. How to change your financial lens? If you're stuck in the slow lane, it's not because wealth is impossible. It's because your perspective is limiting you. Here's how to reset it. Question everything. Challenge the financial beliefs you've inherited. Are they true or are they just widely accepted? 2. Seek new inputs. Read books, listen to entrepreneurs, and surround yourself with people who have achieved what you want. 3. Take small, bold actions. Your brain needs evidence. Start something, whether it's a side hustle, an investment, or a new skill that shifts your perspective. 4. Measure outcomes, not effort. The goal isn't to work harder, it's to produce better results in less time. Every person who has built wealth had to first change how they see wealth. The path isn't hidden, it's just invisible to those wearing the wrong lenses. Rachel's redemption, reframing. Failure. Rachel, a former retail manager, struggled with self-doubt after multiple failed attempts at launching a business. Determined to turn things around, she adopted a growth mindset, viewing failures as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. She surrounded herself with mentors, joined networking groups, and immersed herself in personal development resources. Each small win, whether it was landing a client or mastering a new skill, reinforced her belief in her ability to succeed. Eventually, Rachel launched a profitable e-commerce store, attributing her success to her willingness to challenge old beliefs. "I stopped seeing failure as final," she said. "Now I see it as feedback." That shift changed everything. Are you seeing the full picture? Right now, you're making decisions based on how you see the world. If that perspective is flawed, so are your choices. So, the question is, are you willing to change your lens, or will you keep seeing wealth as unreachable?